Hi, everybody. Hello, Marshall Reddick investors. I am excited to discuss tonight about cash flow and appreciation in Clarksville. These are two of my most favorite topics to talk about. Joining me tonight is Malika Womack. Malika is one of our agents out in Clarksville, and she will be jumping on and discussing the current trends and market trends, and we're excited to kind of just dive right into it. So without further ado, let's get started. So a little bit about me. For some of you, we haven't met yet, and I'd like to take a quick minute and introduce myself. My name is Evan. I'm an advisor and realtor here with Marshall Reddick. I mainly assist in the acquisition and flips here, along with Malika. I've had the privilege to help assist over 100 million in transactions in my career. I also own multiple investment properties in Tennessee. I'm currently up to 8 doors and own everything from 1 unit to about 4 units. I also have a background in real estate financial modeling and have a weird obsession to underwrite deals. So for some of you who are getting your feet wet and you guys are just a numbers junkie, I'd be happy to pull you guys aside and we can look at the numbers together. But that is a little bit about me. But more importantly, let's dive into a little bit more about Marshall Reddick. Marshall Reddick is pretty unique in our approach. We have 3 divisions within our company. Obviously, we're a brokerage, so we help clients either buy and sell their investment properties, or whether that be their primary investment properties. But from there, we quickly realized that a majority of our investors have no interest in being a landlord. And so we offer property management to all of our investors, not only in Clarksville, but also in a few of our other markets as well. Lastly, we offer private lending for not only for our clients who are looking to borrow and looking to acquire rental properties, but also to our investors to give them the opportunity to be the bank and also collect interest payments to create a little diversity among their portfolio. A few of the markets that we're currently in right now, we are in 16 major metropolitan areas. We have about 5 offices with boots in the ground, that being Texas, in San Antonio, Austin, Clarksville, Tennessee, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and lastly, Newport Beach and LA. For the purpose of the webinar, we're only going to be discussing Clarksville. And if you guys had any other questions in regards to the other markets, we're happy to discuss those as well after the webinar. So I'm sure a majority of you are wondering how we pick our markets and where and why we chose these markets. Starting out, it kind of becomes daunting trying to decide where to invest in real estate, and it can kind of become a little bit overwhelming. The good news is we truly done the major legwork for you guys. We choose real estate markets based on the latest trends and data. So like jobs growth, the job outlook for these next couple years, high rents versus price ratios, population growth, and of course landlord friendly states, and economic diversity. So for those that don't know where Clarksville is, it is in Tennessee, and it is about 45 minutes north of Nashville. Clarksville has a pretty extensive downtown area. One of the major hubs there is Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell is I think it's the 2nd largest military base there. So Clarksville is surrounded, also it's borderlining Kentucky as well. So we'll dive a little bit more into Hopkinsville, which we're starting to explore. Hopkinsville is kind of the up and coming area. We're getting a lot of true like local Nashville people that are getting priced out of Nashville and actually starting to move up until Clarksville. And then the true Clarksville locals are now starting to move north up into Hopkinsville. So Hopkinsville has definitely been on our radar as well. There's a few big factories out there, such as like Walmart Distribution Center, Black & Decker, and it's starting to become on a target for one of our areas where, not only for me to invest, but also we want that area to be an area for our local investors as well. So Clarksville market overall, we've seen a pretty substantial growth in the last few years. Per Zillow, Clarksville has seen roughly about a 14% year-over-year appreciation. What does this mean? Well, this means that the median home value in Clarksville is roughly about $213,000. So compared to last year, this means that it's up 14%. And with that being said, also rental demand has been up as well. So we've seen a pretty substantial rental demand that's been going on, and from that, it's just been the expansion that's been going on from Nashville trickling up into Clarksville. And same thing within the Oak Grove area, which is Kentucky. Over the last few years, over I would say decade, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth that's been going on, and future outlook, we really see this market actually expanding just in terms of cash flow and the rental demand that's been trickling up as well. So next, I want to introduce you to my dear friend Malika Womack. She is boots in the ground in Clarksville. She has a tremendous amount of knowledge. She helps us find flips. She is a rock star on the team, and I will leave it up to her.
Thanks, Evan. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I'm Malika. Some of you may have met me. Some of you probably will hopefully in the near future. I'm hands-on when it comes to the property management, when it comes to finding your property that's marshal ready, or you might refer to it as turnkey. I'm very familiar with the Clarksville and the Oak Grove and even Hopkinsville market. So hopefully we'll get to meet and I can tell you a little bit more, about me one-on-one. Let's talk about property management a little bit. We have a straightforward fee structure that I think is very unique compared to some of the other property management companies that you'll find around town. We offer an 8% management fee, where some property management companies offer between 10 and 12%. So that's going to save you money, alone just with the 8%. You can find all this information. You can find this online with our website, but we're going to go through it a little bit. As far as the lease fee, when we place a tenant in your property, the agent that places that tenant, there is a 50% commission fee that is paid to that tenant. So whatever your rent is, you'll deduct 50% of that, because that's going to be the commission fee for the agent. That's the lease fee, as you see listed here. We also
that fee really is just to ensure that the leasing agent hires, professional photography and a cleaning fee. That is not really like a commission. It's really just what it takes to secure that tenant.
Correct. So basically, as Evan was saying, it's just a lot to go. We put a lot into marketing your property. We want to make sure that it's on every website, that it gets as much exposure as that that it can, and a lot goes into that. We list on all the top websites. We are showing tenants and doing screening applications. We'll make sure we put a good tenant in your property that's going to take care of it, that's going to pay the rent on time, that's going to keep the dwelling up. So thank you for that, Evan. Also, the lease renewal fee. So you see there $150 for the lease renewal fee. The lease renewal fee basically is, so if your tenant has been there for, close to 12 months, we will reach out to that tenant to see if they want to re-sign their lease and stay another 12 months because, we want to find you a tenant that's going to stay for longer than just 12 months so you don't have to worry about like high turnover. So that's what that fee is for. But there's no setup fee, there's no maintenance coordination fee, which is, really good because a lot of property management companies have a 10 to 20% markup. So basically, if you have a plumbing bill for $100 and that plumber is charging $100 to fix whatever, some property management companies will charge like 120 or 125, and that property management company keeps that 20 or that $25, for the property management company. But we don't do that. Whatever the invoice is from that vendor is what you will be charged, okay? And then eviction coordination fee. To coordinate the eviction, there's no fee for that. Some property management companies have charged, up to $500 on top of the eviction fee. So you will actually, save a lot of money, keep it in-house with Marshall Reddick on your property management. This is the Clarksville office. As you can see, that's our office, and that was when Scott and Evan was here a while ago, and they came out to visit us, and you can meet the team. You have Brittany, our owner coordinator, and then you have myself and Christina. She's our leasing agent and realtor, and then you have Sherry. She's our maintenance manager, and then of course that's Evan at the end. So it was fun times. Evan and Scott came out to hang out with us and kind of, hang out at the office, work at the office, and see what we have going on in this market. So we are a one-stop shop. Everything you need. We are a full-fledged brokerage, real estate brokerage. We can do it all from helping you get qualified with the lender. If you need private financing, we do have, private finance department. That's great. That has helped a lot of people. We can help you if you have a property that, you want to sell here in the Clarksville area. We can help you list your home and get it sold. We can help you buy more properties. We can do it all. One-stop shop. Okay. So Clarksville, the population has increased tremendously. Right now, we're a little bit over 300,000 people in Clarksville. Clarksville is the 5th largest city in Tennessee. So we're under, it's like Nashville, then Memphis, then Knoxville, Chattanooga, then Clarksville. So we're like the 5th largest city, and we've grown tremendously over the last 10 years. The income has increased. We do very well in reference to the opportunities of the job opportunities here in this market. So this is just showing you a little bit of the numbers. Home ownership rate, we have like 59% of the community, owns their home here, but we still have a high demand for rental properties. It's still supply and demand. The unemployment rate is like, a little bit over 5%. And I think, that has kind of increased a little bit from Corona, but it still hasn't, we really haven't been seeing a lot of impact from that. Medium house price, according to Zillow, is around $216,000. I would beg to differ on that. I would think that it's more like $225,000, but that's what the statistics say. Okay. I'm having some technical difficulties here. Okay, let's see if I can get to the next page. Well, for some reason, it doesn't want to let me go to the next page. One moment. I'm so sorry. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. You know how technology can be sometimes. So, some key facts about Clarksville, Tennessee. So, as Evan has stated earlier, 14% year over year appreciation. Since last year, the appreciation has went up to about 14%. Continued growth. We're seeing the growth. The locals here, we are seeing the growth like on a daily basis. Like it's just, the amount of properties that they're building. They're building new subdivisions are going up. Just, can't have enough rental properties for clients. Clients are coming here. Tenants are moving here from all over. And it's like we don't have enough rental properties, available to them. We're putting them on waiting list and they're calling like every week to see what we have available, we have coming up. So a lot of growth going on in this Clarksville area. And even though we as locals are feeling like, the cost is going up tremendously, it's still considered very affordable. Okay. COVID brings big wins to Tennessee. So a lot of people have relocated here. A lot of people have moved to Tennessee. Even when COVID started, we've still seen like it really didn't stop anything. Things may have got slowed down just a little bit, and it was more difficult to do certain things, just because of COVID. But in reference to people moving here and buying homes and renting homes, we really didn't stop. Like we were still like full speed ahead. So, that's a good thing. Some people were affected. Some areas and communities may have been affected a little bit harder from COVID, but we wasn't like, it was kind of shocking that, how we still progressed even through, during the pandemic. And that leads up to Clarksville unshaken in times of crisis. And it's saying I see a lot of people from California move to Tennessee because they're attracted to our lifestyles. That was said by Jeff Porter at U-Haul Company and Nashville president in a press release. Tennessee has no income tax and is a very business friendly. There are plenty of jobs. People and companies are taking notes. Places like Nashville, Murfreesboro, and Clarksville are attracting tons of new residents, and that's absolutely true. So the state of Tennessee does not have state income taxes. So when you work and you live in the state of Tennessee, there are no income taxes taken out of your check. However, I do want to let you know this. If you live in Tennessee and you work on the Kentucky side, you will pay taxes, state income taxes. You'll pay the Kentucky state income taxes, and you'll have to pay the non-resident fee, which is a little higher. So that's why the supply and demand is just like, it doesn't matter if it's the Kentucky side or the Tennessee side, our properties go very quickly. Most people who work in Kentucky want to live in Kentucky simply because they don't want to pay that non-resident tax fee. And so that's, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about as well. It goes on to say, he added, Nashville is ever growing, and even the era of COVID-19 isn't slowing that. We are seeing movement before the virus hit, but I think the situation has pushed a lot more people away from the West Coast to our state. I believe that. I see people, I meet people every day from all over the world. It's so interesting to help a military family find a home, whether if it's to rent a home or to buy a home. And then you ask where they're from, and they're from all over the world. And then they say, but I'm getting out of the military and I want to stay here in Clarksville. And you're like, really? Like you just came from, this city, or you just came from wherever, and you want to live here in Clarksville? People really like it here. And I have to say so myself. I, migrated here over 10 years ago from Atlanta. And I didn't think at first I was going to like Clarksville, but now I love it, and you couldn't pull me away from Clarksville. Okay, so here are some of the major employers in town. We have Google, Hankook Tires. I'm sure if you've seen the car within the last year or two, you probably seen some Hankook tires on the vehicle, because Hankook is like doing their thing. Like it's a massive plant here. It employs a lot of employees, and they're just growing and expanding. Along with, we have Train here. Train does HVAC systems for like commercial buildings. So the big commercial buildings, 9 times out of 10 are going to have a Train HVAC unit on it. Okay. We also have Austin Peay University that employs a lot of people, a lot of educators move here. LG, the LG factory, is really growing tremendously. To Nova Healthcare, and of course, Fort Campbell Military Base. So there's a lot of job opportunities and employment opportunities here. I think that's another reason that makes this area so desirable, and people want to, move and relocate here, is because we do well when it comes to employment. Fort Campbell, we've talked about this a little bit, the military base, second largest military base in the world. So Fort Campbell is massive. It is actually in 2 states. Part of it is in Kentucky, part of it is in Tennessee. And I think they're still building some things, and it's still clearing some land and everything for Fort Campbell. So I know some of you might have some questions about, how often do the military leave, or do they get deployed, and what about my tenant, or my property is going to be vacant. That does happen, but I want you to also know it's a revolving door. So anytime they send a troop out and troops get deployed, we get the overflow of a massive rush from another troop that's getting sent here from Killeen, Texas, or some part of Georgia, or some, it's a revolving door. So it's like they rotate them around. So that's not anything to worry about. It does happen. Military tenants do get orders, and sometimes have to leave before their lease is up, but we always get another tenant like quickly, and you won't even miss that.
All right. So I do want to take a minute and share about our property class ratings, and this can be found on our website. It's usually attached to each property as well that is posted on our website, and you can also download our property e-rating book that will dive much deeper into how and why properties are rated the way they are. But how we've rated them is, starting on the left-hand side is luxury, and then A, B, C, and D. We typically will steer clients away from D properties. And what you see there, usually on a single family residence, if you see a property that is trading around $87,000 to $90,000, typically you're going to have a very tough tenant. And usually it's going to be in a very low income area. I will say that I've owned quite a few properties, ranging from all the spectrum, and my most headache properties are the ones that are in the D areas. It's just a difficult tenant to try to secure. They're constantly breaking things, and yeah, so we just try to steer our clients into the and A type properties. So this can be found again on our website, and on our website you will see that the trend in the last, say 20 something odd years, from 1996, what they were trading for, and then the appreciation that has grown. And that number is actually from the National Association of Realtors. So it seems like every company has their own mix upon what the return metrics are for the appreciation. Zillow estimates that we've seen a 14% appreciation. I believe Redfin is estimated like a 14.5%. And the National Association of Realtors, they estimated that 2020 had roughly about a close to an 8% appreciation growth.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the inventory that we have here in the Clarksville market. We have, the Marshall Reddick Rent Ready Homes. This is a property that it went super quick, super quick. This is a Marshall Reddick Rent Ready, and what that means is you probably know it as turnkey. It's a property that's been renovated. We go in, we do whatever needs to be done to the property. We, if it needs to be, painted, fresh flooring, new appliances, if the HVAC needs to be replaced, we do that. We look and we do an assessment of what needs to be done to make this property pretty much turnkey so it'll be move-in ready. And then we place a tenant in it. And so when you, as the investor, buy this property, you are going and stepping into automatic cash flow because you're buying a property, and before you're closing of escrow, your tenant is already in place on a 12-month lease. And so this is one that's in Clarksville. And let me show you a little bit about what the inside looks like. So yeah, so it's, we put a lot into them. Go ahead.
I was just gonna point out that we went in and we did the flooring, we put new appliances in, new countertops, new sink, and really just kind of went in and kind of facelift a little bit of it. We know that, when you do buy a property that's not Marshall Reddick owned, that you do have to come in sometimes and spend, maybe a couple grand out the door to try to get a property up to par that's rent ready. So we really try to come in there and make sure that it's all really taken care of for you guys, so that it's just automatic rented for you guys.
Mm-hmm. This particular property, one of the things that I like about it is that it has a basement. So down at the right, on the right-hand side at the bottom, that's like the basement, and it's like a rec room. There's like a wood burning stove down there, a wet bar. So like this is like a bar area, and so super cool. So I really had fun in this property when we were renovating this one. This is another one that's coming up. It's not ready yet as far as it's not completed, but it is available if you're interested and you feel like these numbers work for you. It's in Hopkinsville. I'm already getting phone calls about when is it going to be ready to be rented. So I got about 10 or 11 people on my list. And I don't know how that's going to work out because they all want to rent it, but it's not quite ready yet. But this one is in Hopkinsville. And it's a 3-bedroom, bath and a half with a garage, a 1-car garage. Very unique, nice area, brick home. And, as I said, like, you can't find better homes for the prices that we're offering them than what we have. We put a lot into them. They look brand new when we get finished with them, and the tenants love them. And that's how we're able to get good amount of rents, competitive rents, and keep tenants for a long time because they're happy, because tenants love the new. This is also another one that's coming up in Clarksville, and this one actually is almost finished. I plan on having this one completed by the end of the week. It's not too far from our office in Clarksville, and already talking to tenants that are interested in renting this one out. So, feel free to go back and look at all the numbers on these properties, see if any of them work for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Evan. But our properties do not last long. Not only do they not last long for the rent, for the tenants that are looking to rent them out and lease them, they don't last long when it comes to selling them either. So just be sure, if you are interested, to let us know.
I do want to take a minute to go a little bit deeper on our data packets. We have a Clarksville and Oak Grove, Kentucky data packet. If you're interested in taking a little bit a deep dive on the market and what Clarksville has to offer and what's been going on in the last 20 years, we offer this on our website. If you have any trouble, feel free to give me a call or send me an email, and I'm certainly happy to send this to you guys. So this is, of course, just a free market data packet to go a little bit more in the market, basically. So I do want to mention about being an advisor here with Marshall Reddick. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, you may be thinking, what does this mean to me and why is this important? Well, as an advisor, I work with my clients to help understand their goals for real estate investing and help put together a roadmap so that we can get you from the goal to the accomplishment and continue to help grow your portfolio. There's a lot of things that go into that, such as who, what, where, when, why, and how. So we'll put a plan in motion and connect with you with a lender and ultimately get you connected with Malika, who will write the offers, who gets you that property and connect you to our property management team, and to make sure that everything operates like a well-oiled machine. We know that when buying a rental property, it can kind of become very overwhelming, and we want to put all that fear behind you and make sure that this goes the way it should go, and it should go very smooth. So we know that everybody has a different goal and a different roadmap, and that is why being an advisor is crucial. And I just wanted to explain that a little bit more in depth for you guys. So if you guys have any questions about the Clarksville market and do want to schedule a consultation with me, my information is below. And again, my name is Evan, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys want to field, or if you guys just want to go a little bit more in depth about maybe our Rent Ready program, or if you want to maybe explore about maybe fixing up a property for yourself. We are a one-stop shop. We offer a ton of service to our clients, not only just in Clarksville, but if you're interested in any other markets as well, like Texas or Florida. But we're certainly happy to field any questions you guys have. And if you guys do want to schedule a consultation, my information is below. And that is all for what we have tonight. So we want to thank you guys for coming on. Again, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to Malika and I.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, guys, take care.